Let us pray. Almighty God, the creator of ruler and heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our actions so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with that grace to do only those things that will promote the unity, peace, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria in general and Lagos State in particular. Amen. Good afternoon, colleagues. Let us go through the vote and proceedings of Thursday. Ọjọ́bọ̀ ọjọ́ kejìlá oṣù kẹwàá ọdún kẹtàlélẹ́gbàá. Ojú ewé kìíní. Ojú ewé kejì. Aṣòfin Ògúnkẹ́lú.
Ẹ ṣé olùdarí ẹlẹgbẹ́ mi káàsán. Mo gba àyè lọ́wọ́ olùdarí àgbà pé mo lọ sí ibì kan sá. Ẹ ṣé.
Ẹ ṣé akọ̀wé àgbà, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá wa ṣàtúnṣe. Aṣòfin Owólabí.
Ẹ ṣé olùdarí, èmi náà gbàyè lọ́dọ̀ olùdarí kí n tó kúrò ní assembly lọ́dọ̀ yẹn.
Akọ̀wé àgbà. Ojú ewé kẹta. Ojú ewé kẹrin. Lẹ́yìn àgbéyẹ̀wò fínífíní, Aṣòfin Àìná.
Ẹ ṣé olùdarí, mo fẹ́ pe àkíyèsí ilé sí orúkọ mi ní bí wọ́n ṣe kọ orúkọ mi. So ní ojú orí kẹta, Aṣòfin Lawal AM and Ìkẹjà ni wọ́n fi gbé sí gẹ́gẹ́ bí Àpápá 2.
Ẹ ṣé akọ̀wé àgbà, ẹ bá ṣe àtúnṣe. Lẹ́yìn àgbéyẹ̀wò fínífíní, mo dá lábàá kí a gba àbọ̀ ìjókòó ọjọ́ kejìlá oṣù kẹwàá ọdún kẹtàlélẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ wọlé. Àwọn olófin àṣẹ sí. Mo fi ohùn tẹ̀tẹ̀. Message from the governor.
Right Honorable Speaker, sir. Distinguished honorable members, good afternoon, sirs. Good afternoon, ma'ams. There is no message from the governor.
Other announcements?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We have two. With your kind permission, I so read.
Approve.
We received a message from the chairman 5-man ad hoc committee investigating the non-use of Yoruba language as a means of communication by Lamata in his trained services. And this is an information to the members of the committee that there is a planned visit to Marina train station on Wednesday, 18th September 2023 at 10:30 a.m. Members are enjoined to be punctual. Signed, Honorable Engineer David Sentoji, Badagry 2, Chairman, 5-man ad hoc committee. Thank you. Another letter was received from the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Commissioner of Police, with dated 9th October 2023, entitled Letter of Commendation, Incessant Killings by Men in the Military Uniform. I write to present my warm compliments to the most revered leadership and honorable members of the House of Assembly, and to, with immense gratitude, acknowledge the House commendation of my leadership and the Lagos State Police Command as conveyed in the letter LSHA/M/C/50, Volume 3, page 60, dated 26 September 2023. I sincerely appreciate the vote of confidence reposed in the command, as this has no doubt reinvigorated the morale of officers of the command. I equally assure the Right Honorable Speaker, the entire House, and Lagosians in general of the unwavering commitment of the command under my watch to continually prioritize the safety of Lagosians on a sustainable basis with the legislative support of the State House of Assembly. Accept, Right Honorable Speaker, sir, the honor of my highest regard. Please sign CP Idowu Owounwa, LBINAA, Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Command. That's all, ma'am.
Thank you. Petition, if any.
None, ma'am.
Matters of urgent public importance. Deputy Whip.
The Right Honorable Speaker, my colleagues, I want to bring your attention to the deplorable state of our roads throughout the state this morning. It is a matter of concern to notice that most of our roads are in very bad shape, especially the state roads and the federal roads too. So our concern is such that we know that the governor is doing his best by awarding many contracts. But it seems that the way these projects have been executed leaves much desired, in the sense that a road project that was awarded and executed within a year, so that just gets spoiled. And you know, roads have lifespan, so it is really giving us concern, because we are having a lot of complaints all over the states. And it's not limited to particular local government. Virtually all the local governments are concerned in this respect. In view of this, I want to plead that the Right Honorable Speaker and my colleagues look into this matter, and if possible, invite the appropriate agencies of government to come and explain why things have degenerated to this level. Thank you.
Honorable Kennedy Joseph.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the motion brought forward by the Deputy Chief Whip. Like you rightly said, we have a lot of challenges, the conditions of our roads in Lagos State. And it's not particular to any constituency or constituents. We can see that all over the state, if you are going to the Third Mainland Bridge, it has caused a lot of traffic. Likewise at Igodo and many other areas. And we know we have Lagos State Public Works Corporation, which they are saddled with maintenance of all our roads before. And I still believe they are still functioning, but we don't know what is happening, even though we have challenges of the rain due to the torrential rains that we are facing recently. But at the same time, we still have one or two things that they can still be doing to maintain those roads. And because of the situation we are having and the challenges we are having, we discover it has affected a lot of people. It has even caused a lot of havoc, including criminality, due to the traffic hold-up that we are having, the traffic we are having in the state. So I'm in support of Honorable Setonji that the General Manager, Lagos State Public Works Corporation, should please come forward and let us see the challenges that is facing. And lastly, too, the reordering that the state government, the governor are doing now, the state government are doing, I believe they should prioritize the maintenance of the road. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Honorable Aroma should.
Thank you, ma'am. Right, Honorable Speaker, and distinguished colleagues. Ma'am, I want to also appreciate our Chief Whip, Honorable Engineer David Sir. Thank you so much for bringing this this afternoon. Ma'am, I want to make few mention of roads that the state has embarked on in the Ikorodu constituency 2 until now. The pace which this construction is being carried out is just too slow. Let me first make mention of Adeboruwa Bola Ahmed Igbe Road, Igbogbo. 6 years ago, this road was approved. All right, Honorable Speaker, man. Until now, the road is yet to complete. And also, let me also make mention of Obafemi Awolowo Way, Bayiku Road. Over a year ago, until now, this road is still yet to be completed. It's not even up to 20–30%. And I also want to make mention of Berigbe Road, that is also be let me just say it's been approved over 1.5 years ago. Until now, nothing has been done on this road. Distinguished colleagues, Honorable Speaker, man, I want to really appreciate the state for what they are doing. But man, how do we approve road for over 6 years until now is yet to complete? So I will support the prayer of my Chief Whip that we need to invite both the PS and the General Manager of Public Works to come and explain to this noble house why this project is being slow pace and why we are, because when you look from 1999 till now, we keep approving roads year in, year out. And when you move around the state, you'll be somehow curious that what is going on in the state. All our roads are nowhere to be found. So I will also support my Chief Whip to call on those that we need to also, that need to speak to this. And let them come and explain to this house why we have this stage that we find ourselves in our state. Thank you, ma'am.
Honorable Sonny Ganier.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Good afternoon, honorable colleagues. The state of our road, to say the least, is appalling and very, very deplorable. I don't know why, because year in, year out, we budget money for road rehabilitation. Is it that somebody is not doing something well? Is it that they are doing shoddy jobs? Because the road that they fixed this year should, stay for at least 10 years before you start coming to rehabilitate again. So I'm wondering why the situation of our roads are now very, very deplorable. Now that the governor has constituted his cabinet, I want to enjoin this house to call on the SA Works and even the GM Public Works. Let's invite him, let's invite them for discussion here, serious discussion. To navigate our ways now, it's problems. Is it that you have issue with your car or damages and everything there? So it's very important that we invite these people. And I want them to take a cue from the way the Commissioner for Environment has been flaunting his body everywhere to ensure that he addressed this issue of flooding. So the other cabinet member, especially the SA Works, should take audit of all these bad roads and fix it. We are not in an helpless situation. So I wholeheartedly support the motion moved by the Babasetonji. I thank you.
Honorable Olumegon.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I would like to join my thoughts with the Deputy Chief Whip of the House on this matter. Particularly, I would like to say because of the roads. So if we're talking about our bad roads in such a situation, we need to know the reason why it's happening. For example, Lagos Island, Apapa, Badagry, not to mention a few. I would particularly talk about Chevron this afternoon. Chevron in particular, they do not have drainages. When it rains, the road, within the space of a month or two, this road goes into a bad situation whereby you have big potholes. How do we come about these potholes? We're saying we want good roads. Should the PwC work alongside with physical planning and other drainage, Ministry of Environment to ensure that these things are carried out? Because we do not understand why you have enough roads and the state government is doing as much as it can and the local government also. But to what end do we not have good roads? Just like it's been said in the last time, we do not have at least a complete 50-meter lane that you do not have potholes in Lagos. I do not think you have any place in Lagos where you would find it. You would easily find potholes, big potholes that would damage your cars. Recently, I was told where the Senate President was going for a program in another state and that they were stuck on a bad road, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, for about 3 to 4 hours. And also yesterday on the 17th, it was in the headline news that BRT buses collided and it was a very fatal accident on this same road. So you're saying that, okay, we want good roads, but to what end? Is it that we're not training our BRT buses? That's another part. We're not training our buses, the people that drive our buses, we're not training them well, or they take laws into their hands, or the BRT lanes that are actually made for them are not being executed properly. We need to, it's beyond PwC, in my belief. So this afternoon, I think I would implore the House to talk about maybe Ministry of Environment, Department of Drainages, and also Ministry of Transport. If they can come together, there should be a sort of synergy between all of them. We're talking about bad roads, LSHA are there, neighborhood watch are there. Traffic it's not moving.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Sorry, distinguished honorable members, I would appreciate if we can limit our discussion to the matter on ground that has to do with the condition of our roads. And I would also appreciate if we can make it brief so we can give other honorable members opportunity to also express their views. Honorable Stephen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Once again, I want to appreciate the Deputy Chief Whip, Honorable Setonji, for this important briefings to the House today. As a matter of fact, Madam Speaker, I would have loved that we declare the state of emergency on the current situation of roads in Lagos. And secondly, too, it has been a great concern that probably we also need to strengthen our laws as far as matter of roads are concerned. We need to prioritize our maintenance culture. And also, we also need to bring about quality constructions. What we see now, the constructions we see on the roads are not too durable. Within a period of 6 months, we are going back to the same road. And people are watching and they are not too happy about it. It also has to do with our traffic management procedures. And we see that most of the traffic issues, where there are problems, we don't see anybody there. It's only where they want to be that they remain. They are just like what Honorable Olumegba has rightly said, there must be a synergy among all people concerned. Madam Speaker, we also need to also look into this public-private partnership. In other climes, I'm sure this happens. I don't know why it's not happening here. We saw what Dangote did between Bagada to Apapa. If others can also be involved like this, quality roads that one could be proud of, I think that will be better. We also need to seriously, based on the fact that we are also in technological place now, we need to improve our investment on technology. Roads are not done the way we used to do them now. We continue to do the same system and we used to have the same problem. So we need to go back to the drawing board and see the more reasons why we should do more. Lastly, I'm also involved, I'm also of the opinion that there should be this community-based engagement. Different community has different issues, local governments, based on their terrain, not that just go and put alphas in every aspect of it. So there must be collaboration, even with the local government authority and the rest. I want to appreciate you for allowing me on this one.
Thank you. Honorable Desmond Elliott.
Thank you, my right honorable speaker. And firstly, let me appreciate the deputy whip for bringing this to the fore. Mr. Speaker, sir, firstly, I totally agree with what my colleagues have said. We need to call a state of emergency on the state of our roads in this state. Incidentally, Lagos State is known to do very concrete and very tough roads. One of the major problems we have is the synergy between maintenance and the drainages. Most of our drainages are either non-existent or are blocked and water comes into the road. We must, and I agree with what the Deputy Chief Whip have said, that we should call on the major stakeholders, including the Office of Drainage Services, so that we can find a lasting solution. One very particular thing I'd like to say on the floor of the House, ma'am, is the need for all roads from this Fourth Republic that have not been completely done and have been abandoned to be revisited, especially in the next year, so that we do not do new roads, but we rehabilitate the former roads, the non-existing ones, the ones that have been abandoned, and make sure that all these are completed before we now look forward to having new roads. With this being said, I totally align myself with what the Prime Mover said. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Olabi.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I also agree with the Prime Mover, the Deputy Chief Whip. The current state of our roads are simply deplorable. And in agreement with what Honorable Desmond Elliott said, there needs to be synergy and return on investment for what we're actually doing on our roads. For instance, now, we are still building roads the way they were built possibly 20, 30 years ago. Whereas there's new technology, there's plastic roads that have a composite of plastic waste, waste oil, plastic that is a major issue of waste in our country that we already know about. These things can be brought together to build stronger roads that have a lifespan of almost 100 years. So why? It goes below my understanding for me, why we are still dealing with just simple concrete and limestone, mixing it together and pouring it on the road and calling it tarmac. Also, our roads have too much of a heavy use. We know that flooding is an issue, of course, but yes, even if environments will come and speak to us about the issues that are happening with flooding, that doesn't near enough even scrape the beginning of the issues we're having. If we build one solid road, whereas all the adjoining roads to that solid road are not motorable, everybody will ply on that solid road. That solid road now has overuse and it will become damaged a lot quicker than it's supposed to be damaged. The use of that road will not actually give us the full lifespan expectancy that we want from it. But if we ensure that we do adequate return on investment for our roads that we're building in our states. If we know we're going to do a major road, we do all the conjoining roads too. Or we do the neighboring road next to it so that that road is not getting heavy use and we're having to repair it each and every year. The road will have less use. All the other conjoining roads would also be supportive infrastructure to ensure that that road lasts the actual lifespan that it's supposed to. So with that, I agree wholeheartedly with my colleagues. The roads are deplorable and we need an absolute emergency for all of our ministries involved in anything to do with infrastructure within the states to come together and actually come up with a new plan for how they will fix the roads. It must be structured adequately so that our finances can handle it, and also the capabilities of the people in our state to actually build the roads, ensuring we have the right contractors, not the ones that will do half a road and disappear for a while and say because the finances are done. I agree with my honorable colleague that said that we need to do more PPP partnerships. The likes of Dangote and the road he built on Bagada Expressway is phenomenal. And we need a lot more like that in our states. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Honorable Tijani.
Yeah, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Let me commend the prime mover of this motion. Madam Speaker, the state of our road in Lagos State is now worrisome, to the extent that we couldn't even identify ourselves as a member within the community. And the truth is, we are the representatives for our various constituencies that made up Lagos State. I want to appeal to the executive arm of government to work with the honorable member that represent their various constituencies. They are the people that can identify where there is problem. For instance, Ojo Igbere Road presently is out of use, and it has come to a sense of shame to all of us who is representing this federal constituency. Please, I want to appeal. The executive should work with the legislative arm of government to make sure that this is in order. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Kazim.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the prime mover of this motion. Madam Speaker, the Punch newspaper of today, page 4 and 5, carried something concerning our roads, especially the third mainland bridge. Madam Speaker and all members, we know this is the rainy season, and the Ministry of Works should, as a matter of urgency, carry out palliative work on some roads around Lagos. The destructions of our roads is so extensive. For example, in Mushin, where I came from, all major roads in Mushin, if you know Mushin, you know about Agege Motor Road, from Mochalashi to Oshodi. This road is not passable. There are potholes on this road. Not only this, Shaga Road, coming from Ojuelegba down to LSHA Express, we have potholes, especially on the roads in front of Lagos University Teaching Hospital. Madam Speaker, I will call on Lagos State Public Works Department to try their best and put all these roads in order. Thank you.
Thank you. Chief Whip.
The submission of the prime mover, and there is no way we discuss about the state of our road without making reference to the traffic. Potholes on our major roads contributed to the heavy traffic on the major streets of our road. Imagine, commuters spend 4 to 5 hours from their residence to their place of work. Definitely they have spent all their useful hours on the road. The public works need to carry out a comprehensive repair of the failed portions of the roads and the drainages on every street in the state. They should use a good materials that can withstand the test of the time. Sometimes they will carry out repairs on a particular portion. Going there 3 or 4 weeks after, the situation will be worse more than what it was before. Also, the executive need to write to the federal government to complain about the federal road within our state that need an urgent attention. If care is not taken, if an urgent step did not take concerning Tomiland Bridge, it may collapse. The Tomiland Bridge has become a death trap for motorists. And also, one of the major causes of the traffic in our dear state is as a result of the insufficient road compared with the numbers of the vehicles that plies our road daily. We need, as a state, to revisit our master plans. We should not continue using the master plan that was developed in 1980s. The master plan cannot withstand the test of the time. When Jakonde was governor, he introduced odd number and if number that applies the road. Then, the numbers of the vehicles that applies our roads is just like 10% of what we are having now. There is an urgent need for us to revisit the master plan in order to open more alternative routes. Take a sample. His Excellency embarked on reconstruction, total reconstruction of Lekki-Epe Express Road. Students and the workers spend 6 hours on the road. What did you expect them to do? Some students cannot go to the school because ongoing reconstruction of Lekki-Epe Express Road. Everything that we have an alternative route within that axis, they might have made use of that. And it is only one road that connects Etiosa, Epe, Ibejuleki. God forbid, if anything happens, there is nowhere we can run to. As a result of this, I'm calling on His Excellency, Mr. Tokandu, Mr. Project, to consider construction of Lekki Coastal Lane. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable again.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues. I would like to thank the mover of this motion. Mr. Speaker, I should be sincere with you that on Lagos, on Badagry Express Road, has been so good to the extent that I will thank Mr. Governor for the flyover at Yanoba and the one at Igbo-Ileri for a job well done. But the truth is, in my own constituency, Mr. Speaker, I have no single state road that is movable, despite all the funds poured into infrastructural development in the state. Mr. Speaker, Costain and Isashi Odon Road had been awarded for 7 years ago, since 7 years ago. And as we speak, Mr. Speaker, the road are yet to be constructed. In fact, Ipaye, Agboroko, Muwotedi Road are not in good shape at all, Mr. Speaker. Ilufe Musafejo Road, Martins Road, Jakonde to Ajangbadi, Ilufe Musafejo, the popular Olojo Volkswagen to Igbede Road, which the ranking officer mentioned earlier, is in terrible shape. Containers are beginning to fall on Olaba International Road as we speak. To amaze you, Madam Speaker, when in the newly constructed road, getting to Igbo-Ileri, the other side of Igbo-Ileri, a new road that has just been constructed, Madam Speaker, we already have a ditch that can contain half a car. I don't know the state at which our roads are, but I would like to align with what the majority of the House has rightly mentioned, that the GM, Public Works, be invited, the SA, Ministry of Works, be invited, inclusive of the Permanent Secretary, who is the accounting officer of the ministry, should also be invited to come to this Honorable House and give us details on the situations of road in Lagos State. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for having me.
Thank you. Honorable Shabi.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the Deputy Chief Whip for this motion. And I will align with Honorable Olumebon. She did ask a question. Why do we have all these bad roads? They are so simple. Some of the contractors are not civil engineers. You want to do a road construction, there must be a proper planning, a projection. How many vehicles are going to be plying these roads? And how many times we're going to be doing integrity tests when heavy trucks are plying the roads? We are not doing that. And we say, bad roads, bad roads, bad roads. Secondly, Honorable Ajani mentioned something. We should be more proactive. Most of the contractors they are giving road construction to these days, asphalt. We've gone beyond that internationally. It was talking about plastics. Look at the tires. The used tires they are wasting away over there. When they are being shredded, it can be used for road construction, and it will solidify in the sense that it is not permeable. Water cannot penetrate into that. But we are not looking into that. We are all thinking asphalt regularly. Third demand on the issue of the public works. Public works should be decentralized from Alausa here. The population of Lagos is 24 million. And we have 3 senatorial districts. Let them have West Senatorial District 2, one in the central, one in the east. And every time we should all be involved. Anywhere you see potholes, get involved with these people. So that we won't be getting to the stages that, potholes are cancer because they will be spreading. By the time they spread, that is when we spend more. By the time we see immediate potholes, let us all get involved. I rest my case.
Thank you. Honorable Bono Solomon.
Madam Speaker, my colleague have said a lot, and I thank the prime mover of this motion. As a citizen, I can decide not to make use of the government public school. As a citizen, I can decide not to make use of government-owned hospitals. But there's no how I will do without going through our roads. That goes to show that road is very, very germane in every society. Weeks back, I followed you to Ghana, and we saw what is roads. And I could remember the way you are commending the government of Ghana. It is right time that we do comparative studies and we move away from old way of doing things. Last time on this floor, I said it, that if public works patch any road, the next few weeks it will fade away. Why? So I will be in agreement with my colleague who said we need to declare state of emergency on our roads. Thank you very much.
Honorable Sahad.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Let me also join my colleague to commend our Deputy Chief Whip for bringing this very important discussion to the floor of the House. I am of the view that we have 3 tiers of government, and all these 3 tiers of government have their specific responsibility when it comes to construction of roads and maintenance of roads. That's why we have FEMA at the federal level, with the particular responsibility to take care of federal road in terms of maintenance in whichever state it falls within. Lagos State has a very peculiar circumstance looking at our geographical location and the population that we have in Lagos, it can't be compared to Ghana. Ghana has a very heavy land mass. Our land mass is so small, and we have over 30 million, if we can put it conservatively. The pressure that is on our way, on our road, is so much that it will not, Lagos state government alone cannot bear it. Look at the amount of trucks that comes into Lagos to come and take diesel and petrol out of Lagos. What is stopping us from using the rail line? Apapa side, especially Costain, you can't even talk about it. Then we have to change the technology about the way we build our roads. I think concrete is better than asphalt. We have seen it everywhere. And we must take proper stock of what we do. Then we need, as a matter of urgent public importance, as we do in the House, charge the committee responsible for oversighting. We need to do more in terms of oversighting all these projects, not only road in Lagos, public works. I will tell you from the benefit of an insight that they are doing their best within the capacity that they have. They have limitations, even with fundings. I don't know, probably when the House look, the leadership of the House look at public work in particular, if the law allows, maybe they can even put them on first light charge so that they can work all through the year if there is no rain in some circumstance. Now, I think there must be punishment for our contractors. They take Lagos for granted. We give about 40% advance payment. Some of them take this money because of conflict in terms of right of ways arising from Ministry of Physical Planning and Works. They keep our money for 6, 7, 1 year without doing anything. If the right of way is not available, how do we treat that? So it's an holistic thing that we have to look seriously. And I want to join my colleagues to say that the Committee on Works and Infrastructure need to do more when it starts working. If they need to get experts to work with them, I think we need to do more for Lagos and Lagosians. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Aino.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to join the prime mover of this particular motion. What was sad that at the jet age where we are, so I want to report to this House, there was an incident that happened last week Thursday in Apapa. From Ijora 7 up, so you are going to Buris. When you leave Ijora and you are going to Buris, in fact, you cannot even take your car, a personal car that you bought by yourself, to that road. The both sides is not motorable anymore. And we want to digress a bit that in Apapa as a whole, we have a lot of companies there. And my distinguished colleague have been making references to Dangote. Dangote built a road, constructed a road, Bagada down to Apapa Oshodi. What happened to other companies? When the tanker fell last week Thursday, in fact, you think that there was like Israel and Hamas war there. People are leaving their vehicle and run for their dear life. The fire service that's supposed to rescue the situation wasn't on ground. We used to have a fire station at Tinubu Trailer Park. It's not functioning anymore. Where is the nearest fire service in case of future accident? The nearest one that's close to that area, we have only one, and which belongs to the federal at Marine Beach. So, Mr. Speaker, I would like to join the voice with my colleagues that said a lot about the situation of our road in Lagos State to call on the Lagos Public Works to ask them, particularly the Committee on Works and Infrastructure, what are their challenges that we are facing? Last week, we discussed at least a little about the road in Ijora. The time we were growing up in Ijora, in Apapa, if you go to that road, then Ijora Causeway, in fact, up till now, the existing road that have been constructed since 1980s, the Jacondi era, some part of the road are still good. Please, Madam Speaker, I would like to rest my case here. So we call on the Ministry of Works, the Public Works, and even to challenge the Ministry of Special Duties on the issue of the fire station in case of inferno.
Thank you, Honorable Aina. Honorable Tobun.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Well, we are not going to talk much, but just to identify what the problem looks like. One, timing. One of our major problems is timing. When we have a small pothole, it is expected that the small pothole will be fixed within a GV. Anywhere in the world, they do have potholes. But the rate at which they fix the potholes will inhibit the gully that we are having on our major road these days. But in our own case, poor timing. We will not fix the potholes. The pothole keep on expanding, and it started causing problems on our road. Timing again, when it comes to release of funds, like one of my colleagues said, public works are not getting money as at when due. They release money to them maybe during the rainy season or any time. And during that period, they use asphalt. And before they put it there, something gets washed off. At least there were peak period that they were supposed to work. So that whatever they have done during that period, you will discover that it will last long. Then when we say timing again, when they release fund to contractors, like Honorable Olumon said, have they perfect their documentation before the release of fund? In some cases, no. Because the right of way that was supposed to be delivered by physical planning, during the coordination survey, you will discover that physical planning were not carried along. So before they now come and start, they want to take road, take this place, take that place, you will discover that the money are already in the hand of the contractors. And what happened? When money stays in your hand for 6 months, without having access to where you work, what happened? You end up touching that money. And by the time they deliver the road, deliver the right of way, you end up doing a shoddy job. Or writing for variations, which in most cases will take eternity. Then the question now one will ask is, were there no resident engineers who were professional civil engineers who were supposed to certify that the road is in good condition before payment is made? Those people too should be called to order or called to questioning, because this is part of what we have observed in the course of doing oversight functions. It becomes difficult for you. Most times you bring them to bear, they will say they will go and do it. When you are not going to do it yourself, you understand? So maybe the House will create a kind of a niche where those people will be punished, because as a professional, you sworn to oaths of duty. So if you append your signature on a substandard project, you will be liable. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't want to talk much, but public works, we must empower them. They have asphalt plants in Imota. Is it functioning? They have asphalt plant in Badagry. How functioning is the asphalt plant? You understand? And they have one in Ojodu. So if we decentralize it, we must equally fund them. And that is what is obtainable in any advanced world. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Majority.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The condition of our deplorable roads cannot, however, be overemphasized. But for the sake of overflooding what most of my colleagues have actually picked up earlier in their submissions, I'll start from where Honorable Tomo actually stopped, which was the aspect of evaluation, the monitoring, the certification. Based on that, I have a few questions. We need to identify who gave the approvals for this non-durable roads that we find in our various localities within the state. The Department for the Material Evaluation, do they actually carry out succinct investigation in terms of the materials that are being used for these roads? However, having said that, I just wonder why we are not also taking advantage of the fact that at most of our states, especially particular reference to Lagos State, we belong to the winning party. At the federal government level, we belong to the winning party. If it was the opposition party, I would have even understood, you know, and maybe feel a bit of sympathy. But I can remember that as far back as 2015, the federal government at the end of affairs has been solely under the APC. So I wonder why we cannot take advantage of these certain opportunities that we have. And one of the reasons why I mention that is because if you go to my constituency in the first place, for example, we take a look at Ikeja Underbridge axis, the LSHA dual link bridge. We take a look at the Awolowo Way axis. We take a look at the Oba Akran Avenue. We go through the Acme axis, the Ogba Iriaji axis, and all of that. Some of these places which we have the deplorable roads are far beyond damaged. And most of the excuses that we find and are obtainable at other local governments is the fact that they are not state roads, they are not local government roads, they are federal government roads. For how long do we want to dwell on that particular excuse at the detriment of our constituents? For how long do we want to do that? So as a result of this, I think that the local government chairman as well, just like they mentioned our MDAs, particularly the Public Works, Ministry of Works, Environment, and what have you, the local government chairman needs to be alive to their responsibilities as well, because it is supposed to be a synergy, just like my other colleagues mentioned, between the MDAs, the local government structure, and of course, we at the House of Assembly. We at the House of Assembly are the representatives of people. We are the voice for the voiceless. They are the ones who are close as well to the communities to identify those particular things that this constituency needs. How many things do they actually do? I can remember, Mr. Speaker, that sometime in 2019, May 30th to be precise, the governor, when he was being sworn into office, one of the first few things that he did to that teething problem, which had to do with road networks and all of that, was that he issued a very quick executive order to make sure that there was a total overhauling of our deplorable road conditions. However, Mr. Speaker, I think at this point and junction, not only should we be able to, just like someone mentioned, declare a state of emergency, we need to explore that avenue of giving that executive order so that it will cover all the 57 local government areas within the state, because it is the right of the people.
Honorable Aksaya, please.
Honorable Speaker, good afternoon, honorable colleague. Let me join my voice as well. Firstly, at least, Honorable Setoji, for bringing this to the floor. I wouldn't like to repeat all what has been said, but what I believe, it will not be out of hand if you can commit this, allow this should be invited, fine. But let the Committee of Works handle the matter, if you don't mind, for them to do a thorough job, because we are the same thing. We cannot just bring them to the floor here for now. Maybe you can commit it to the Committee of Works and Housing. Having said that, and we should please agree, if we can agree, or let the Honorable Speaker talk to the governor. If we can agree on this concrete, using the concrete is very, very more important, it's even durable and lasts more than the asphalt. The plastic they are talking about is new model. They can be working on that, but let's go for the concrete. Asphalt, they will tell you no asphalt. Delay in asphalt. What they use to produce asphalt, they import it. So without, we have iron here, we have cement here, all sand are here. So we can work with that. And we should agree, okay, pending the time, let's talk on this asphalt, let's work on all the new roads should go on concrete, which I believe it will be better and last long. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Glare.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the privilege to speak. I also thank my Deputy Chief Whip for this matter he has brought to the floor. I'd like to say that this issue leads to a lot of traffic congestion and all the other things that come with it, a lot of loss of working man hours, avoidable accidents in traffic, or crimes that get committed as a result of this traffic build-up and other vices. So I'd like to call the attention of the Public Works Corporation and other relevant ministries to this issue, and also call the House to investigate the already awarded contracts, as many of these contracts have been awarded, as agreed here, have been carried out in very shoddy and unreliable manner. And lastly, I also like to call the attention, I also like to commend the governor and government for the work that they have been doing. We see them awarding a lot of contracts. We will step up our game in our oversight functions to make sure that these contracts are delivered properly and the good people of Lagos have the benefits of the contract by the government. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Honorable Said.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think the conditions of our road are not just potholes on the road, but they are death traps. And secondly, the condition of our road is a quagmire that needs urgent attention. And all over the world, we need to take pragmatic steps and we need to behave the way it is being done in a Sena land. Like, for example, where a CSR, corporate social responsibility, complaints, a lot of complaints, a lot of banks, financial institutions are operating on Lagos Road. Look at the pressure that the port is putting on Lagos Road. What are the corporate social responsibility of some of these complaints to some of our roads? We need to write some of the complaints. If the constitution that is dysfunctional, that is making some of these things not to work, we need to tap into that opportunity. Secondly, maintenance culture is very, very low in Lagos State. There's a road in my area, Maidon Agility Road, a world-class standard road that was done by the administration of Babajide Raji Fashola. Go there now, you see trailer loads back on the road. We cannot waste billions of nairas and we allow our roads to be turned into another thing. I think we are lacking in maintenance culture. Another thing is that we really need to synergize and move all resources together. According to what my colleagues have been saying, I want to align completely with them. Whatever mayor that will make some of these roads to be good, to be durable, in tune with the latest technology. I think all these issues should be related to the mayor committee on works, so that we will be the voice of the people that we are representing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Adeshe.
Thank you, Speaker. Firstly, let me appreciate the prime mover of this motion, because in every constituency in Lagos State now, we know what is happening within the roads network. We know all the roads are in bad shape. And to talk of it, at least coming to my own constituency, the road that has been done 2021, which was done by the governor of the state then, our president now, His Excellency Ashwaju Bola Tinubu. We stayed there without a single pothole from radio down to Ojota. And if the road has not been given to a better contractor, a better hands, the road could have been in a bad shape since 2021 till now. Firstly, I want us to look at the contractor the road has been given to. if you have a better hand, I think the road won't be in a bad shape. That's first thing. Secondly, there's a lot of rules that we need to we need to use our own initiative that these roads should not be on asphalt, or this road should be interlock or on concrete. We can see now even the minister of works in the federal have been saying, which I listened to what he said on channels. It's not 2 days back or 3 days back that they are planning now to be using concrete road on most of the road, most of the federal roads now, so that at least it will be durable and even motorable. And before it will even wear off, it will last longer, like 20 good years. And if you can hear this from the federal, why can't we too apply this in the state level, so that at least our road will last longer, like 20 years or 21 years before it will even wear off. And again, I want us to look at one thing. If we have a road and within 2-3 weeks or 2-3 months, the road are in bad shape too, what is really happening to that road? Then, during this issue, that's when you see a lot of a lot of street traders on the road. And in the night, who knows if the road has been digged or something. All these street traders are the ones that are even putting the road in the bad shape, so that they can even make gains of their goods at that night. So we employ the state, if they can even put a security patrol in the night on this road, so that at least they will know what is really happening in the night after the construction of the roads. Lastly, I will join my honorable colleagues there to let the executive arm of the government know that decentralization of the public works will be better. I think you have avenue for every areas, every constituency to have avenue and to even have the channel of doing a better roads within their constituency. Lastly,
thank you. Thank you, Honorable Engineer Shao.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, good afternoon. I'm struggling to see what to add to what my colleagues have said. They've said practically everything, but let me just say a few things, a few cogent things. Honorable Setonji, very good topic you brought today, Deputy Whip. You know, I don't think we have a contractor problem in Lagos State. As a matter of fact, from my knowledge, I think Lagos State has a very robust PPA system, public procurement, to have good contractors. I must say that. I don't think also our technology of road is our problem, because like Honorable Lawal mentioned, Ashwaji Bola Ahmed, Mr. President, have roads in my constituency, and they're still there today. I think we should really look at where the problem is. The problem is bad roads. Why do we have bad roads? Primarily, it is because of flooding. Primarily, it's because of flooding. So our drains, putting on the environment, is our problem. If there's no rainy season, you don't notice your roads are that bad. It is when the rains come in. So how do we manage this? Or what are the other causes? People, our habits, the way we use our, well, let me say, the way we use our roads. Some people come, they dig up the road under a Simra, passing cable, passing pipes. We abuse the roads. Vehicles break down, people put tires, they burn tires, all kinds of things on our roads. Again, we put dirt in our drainages, which block them, and it backtracks to the road, the same problem. So we also, our habits cause these roads to go bad. Most roads the states can finish. They don't go bad like that. A few potholes here and there, yes. So we'll also talk about another reason why our palliatives don't last. A road has potholes. Something caused it. We just go and we patch it, we walk away. It's going to come up the holes will come up again. So if you look at it, those are part of the reasons why we have bad roads. So what are the solutions to it? Yes, we don't have money to construct all our roads. It would be nice to have PPP in Lagos with the companies to help us construct the roads, but I'm sure the federal government that they are doing PPP with, there's something they're getting in return, which is tax reliefs. We remember that Lagos State only collects their payee, so the volume of tax in question may not match the work on ground, but it's still a very good place to start from. Collecting, doing PPP with them is very good. Also, the major problem is funding. We need money to do our roads. Lagos State is said to have about 9,000 roads. 7,000 of them are still even earth roads. They don't even have the plastic, the concrete, or even the paving stone. A lot of roads in my area are paved because we know the terrain of that area, and they do last. So if we look at the solutions now, we need to have budgetary provisions that will work. Half the time, I thank God Mr. Speaker said, I think it was 2 sittings ago, that we've been spending so much money, we should go and aggregate all the monies that have been spent in the last 4 or 5 years on the roads and see what the benefit is. If we go down there and check, we have appropriation, we don't have release of funds. PWC can work, but they don't have money. Honorable Luma said it, Honorable Tobo has also said it, they don't have money. So how do we see that these bodies of government are funded to ensure that they are able to carry out that work? That is one of the solutions we have to think about. I've talked about the PPP one. The oversight aspect of the work. The oversight aspect of our work is also to bring out this lack of funding, if it exists. Another way we can manage this is our medium-term expenditure framework. We have to be strict in the budget with it. You see, when agencies come, they leave a lot of abandoned projects. If you don't track it, you will not see it. They just bring new projects. They like bringing in new projects. Like Honorable Desmond said, Mr. Speaker has said here before, complete old projects. That way you will not have as many abandoned projects as we seem to have. Finally, I said this before, the drain system we have in Lagos is currently inadequate for the population and the climate change. We need to have a summit that will sit down, redesign or upgrade Lagos drainage system so that we will not continue coming back here to be complaining about bad roads and so on and so forth. Thank you very much. Right, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Oladele.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, the Prime Mover. Honorable member has spoken in a very, very good way, and I appreciate every one of them. My own is going to be different, but I will align myself with Honorable Lumo. What he said concerning the population of the state. As of today, Lagos status need to be changed. We need to approach the federal government about the status of the state. In this state, as of today, at least 10 people from each federation is living in this state. The status of the state need to be looked into. And we have the party now to assist us. I think we need to call the assembly governor of the state to approach the federal government. Now that we have the president in our hand to do something about the status of the state. That's number one. Yeah, Lagos State is a sub-nation as far as I'm concerned. Everything we have been doing here is what other countries are doing. What's supposed to be done by the federal government is what we have been doing here. The light rain, the red rain, and whatever is some other country does that the CEA as a nation Kenya or whatever you want to claim, to mention about. Lagos State is doing wonderfully in terms of health area as a sub-nation. But we need the federal government support to do all these things. With federal government support, with the new startup given to us, if we're able to get the new startup, we will do more and more for this state because the pressure is more in this state right now. Madam Speaker, I want us to go back to the Lekki-Ikoyi bridge. We need to call on the government of Lagos State to see what it can do about concerning that toll gate. When the CCEC was on the road, they were able to maintain the road from that Ikoyi bridge to Aja area. But now that they are not one on the road, that made pressure, a lot of pressure on the road. Let's see what we can do to that, so that when we are talking of PPP, nobody just put his money down. No company, no individual will just put his money down without what is going to have it. The one we have now, because of, how do I call it, hatred, they abandon it. We need to revisit that place so that that axis can have the piece of the best. Lastly, as Honorable Mojudu said, we need to make more road. What is happening about the fourth mainland they are talking about? We need more explanation on that. Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you. Honorable Akpata.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. In fact, I want to thank the mover of this motion. As if it was in my house on Sunday, some people from Akoka area came to me to complain about the abandoned road in their area. In fact, by the time they hear this, they will know that Honorable Apata is speaking their mind. So there are a lot of bad roads, maybe it's abandoned roads all over the state. There's no local government that is free from all what we are saying. It is better it comes to an end. People are saying Lagos State is a waterlogged area. We all know. But when they do work, when the contractors work, they're supposed to know that before they get their contract. When they want to collect contract, they say a lot of sweet voice and they present a lot of paper to show that they are more or less qualified to do this job. The problem we are having, one, our contractors, they are not well done. They are not okay. They don't have financial muscle. But they pretend as if they have the financial muscle. Thank God that this house has passed a law that gave them 40% of the total money for the contract. If they do it very well, let me tell you, my brother, if they do it very well, 40% will go a long way. But majority of them, because they know one man or the other, they don't commit the money into the contract. They take the money away to do a lot of things on their own. So the contractors are extremely bad. That if you come to Akoka area, you see that road from Unilag to Solui. One side, in fact, you will pity people that are there. They cannot do work. They cannot do it. Paralyze all their activities there, all financial or commercial activities. Please, we are calling. I'm telling my people to call on PWC. I wrote a lot of letters to PWC to come and do a little palliative. Up to now, there's no day that I will not test the GM to come and do, and let them know that somebody is existing in that area. But up to now, he has not done anything. So let us call them and let us empower the committee on works to carry out the job very well. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. Lastly, Honorable Osafile.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I want to thank Honorable Setoji for bringing this to the floor. There is virtually no local government that is completely free from the menace of this bad road. In fact, I'm word of it is horrific. And therefore, This afternoon, I align with what Honorable Shabi said, that PWC should be decentralized. We cannot be doing the same thing decades over decades and we expect a different result. PWDC need to be decentralized, and asphalt is no longer durable, especially on Lagos roads. Madam Speaker, would it be an aberration if and when resident association take up their area's streets in what is known as Operation Adopt Your Area, your street? Will it be an aberration? This will enhance this maintenance culture in us. When you know that your street, your axis is in your care, the maintenance culture will be, broadened. Thank you very much.
Thank you, distinguished colleagues, for your contribution. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I also love to add my voice to the matter on ground. Just like the last speakers mentioned, no local government, no area is free from what we're discussing today. Costain down to Apapa, Ijora Causeway, left and right, not motorable at all. And it's so sad. So I think at this point we need to reach out to the necessary quarters. All hands must be on deck. We need to declare the state of emergency on our roads in Lagos. Just like someone said earlier, it is not too much to have a special status in Lagos. No state, no state in this country do not have their representative here. And I think at this point we also need to up our games. We need to do away with the old ways of doing things. We have to move with the trend, and most especially the population that move in and out of Lagos each and every, in fact, every 2 hours. We need to up our games. We need to raise the bar of the qualities of our roads. And I think we also need to look at our books. Our contractors, anybody that's going to do our roads, we should attach lifespan to our roads henceforth. It might cost us more, but we'll be sure of getting durable roads. 10 years, 20 years, if the road goes bad, before that time, the person will be held responsible and might likely be blacklisted in the state. So it's a call for concern. We don't have roads in Lagos. Yeah, public works, decentralization. Decentralization is by the way. But do we have the resources, apart from money, the human resources as well, to decentralize? It is also very key. Even in Etiosa, there are roads that has been on and has just been there, different local government, all local governments. So I think we need to reach out to the concerned bodies, and at this point I would like the prime mover to let us have your prayer concerning what we have on ground.
Thank you, the Right Honourable Speaker, my colleagues. The prayer is as follows: that the House to call on the Special Advisor to the Governor on Works and Infrastructure to come to the House and explain series of things. Also, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, and also to invite the General Manager, Public Works Corporation. All of them need to be invited to the House to come and explain. Thank you. So I saw somebody is distracting myself. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Setoji. Honorable Damala.
I rise to second the motion as moved by Honorable Setoji.
Honorable Kende Joseph.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think the prime mover have forgotten what majority of the members said when we were doing our presentation, that they should, under the motion, that they should refer them to the Committee on Works so that they can have a very robust deliberations with them. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I think the House, Mr. Clark, the House needs to call on the Ministry of Works, starting from the Commissioner, Public Works, and everybody involved, to come and brief the House, the Committee of Works of the House, to come and brief us the state of our roads, the situation on ground, their recommendation, and what they have on ground. They need to come and brief us as a matter of urgency. Those in favor, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. Personal explanation. Reports. None. Business of the day. Laying of reports. Honorable Saad.
Report of the Committee of Economic Planning and Budget on the Appropriation Law 2023, Amendment B 2023. Isolate. The report of the 6-man ACDOT Committee on the palliative measure to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal in the state. Isolate.
Thank you. The Chief Whip, Honorable Majid Fatai.
Good afternoon once again. Report of 12-man ad hoc committee on the screening of governor nominee into Lagos State Executive and members of the various commissions and management board. Isolate.
Thank you. Majority Leader. Majority Leader, please.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I have the approval of the Right Honorable Speaker to move that this House adjourn till Monday, 23rd of October at 12 noon. I so move.
Thank you. Honorable Ajamalia.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I stand to second the motion as moved.
Thank you. Before the question is put, this is to wish one of us, Honorable Yinka Esho, a wonderful happy birthday on behalf of other 39 members of the House. Many more years in good health. Igbaudun Odun Konio.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
This House stands adjourned till Monday, 23rd October 2023 at 12 noon. I rise.